are you willing to sacrifice some of your social free time on these issues? Because you
sometimes
can either
you have to give up things for
you
more
have to give
important
up things.
things.
It's a matter of prioritizing things.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I have 2 other jobs. I'm working for SUA just to help. We don't look at our organizations, one of them like the SUA, it's not a source for money, it's a source for to get a job. I'm doing this for my people. And when I see people like you doing so much, you get really motivated to continue the steps.
But the motivation is actually likewise, because maybe we inspire you, but at the same time you inspire us as well. And thanks to people like you and several other people who are working in the Syriac family or other organizations, we get also the strength. We get also the motivation from people like you, because it's actually people like you, maybe like us together, who are like role models for the rest. They can, at least I look up to people like you, to other people who are in organizations, and I'm really happy to have such people in the organizations. And I think these are the sincere people that our people really need. And I think that in 20, 30, 50 years from now, the people will look back and say, and are really appreciating all the work, the hard labor we are doing today.
Of course, I mean, you can't, like we said earlier, we cannot just sit and read about your history and tell how proud you are of your history when you have so much work to do now, and you can't do it because you think you can do it, but you actually can if you want to, and put your priorities on the line and pick up what is more important for the future for your children. And I'm saying this, being a 3 kids mother.
God bless you.
Thank you. So it's very important that how can we make our children proud? How can we make the next generation proud if we cannot do something for our nation? Let's talk more in details about, I think it was the positions we were...
yeah, maybe I can sum them up again.
Yeah, if we just make a summary for the viewers.
Well, if you like, I can first, I would like to add another dimension to your question to Daniel, about how we can make them more qualified, as you just said.
Yes.
In the past few weeks, I've been working intensively, and I would like to thank her here, Shamiram Yusuf from Sweden, also with Arzu Alan. We are working hard.
Hello, Arzu and Shamiram, and thank you for your work.
Well, it's really appreciated. We have been working hard, and not only her, and also with Nadia Bano, after all. I'm not sure whether she would have expected that I would mention her name. I will only mention her name, Nadia Bano, and thank her a lot from here. But Nadia also has opened ways for us in the Council of Europe, and we are working intensively on education programs. We are willing, and we are able to do so, to send people to training programs, education programs, young people, to create new young leadership. And this is another way to professionalize the organizations. So we have, if we continue this, and I think we will succeed in this, we will have the means to train people, to educate them, to professionalize them. So this is another way of making them ready, preparing them for the big job, you know, for the heavy tasks. But if I can come back to the job description or job titles, in total there are 5 of them, and this is a call to the viewers to pay attention to this. Soon we will issue this on the internet. We will publish it on the internet. First of all, I would like to thank 2 persons in particular who have helped Daniel and me on putting up these job descriptions. First of all is Zina Fermano from New Jersey. She has helped us a lot, and thank you a lot from here, Zina. And also recently Natalie Razan, also from the United States of America. And the both of them have helped us putting this together. And we are still trying to give it a final touch and publish everything soon on the internet. But coming back to the 5 job descriptions or the job titles, I have a request to our viewers to just pay attention to this, to listen carefully what we have to say here, and also to see if they can recognize themselves in one of these areas, or, which is also important, to see if there are other areas which we haven't mentioned here, because these are the 5 areas which we want to prioritize. If there is something else which is not mentioned by us today, they can just approach us, discuss with us, brainstorm about whatever things they want to contribute to their people, you know?
Yeah, so I also want to call the attention of our people, our beloved especially young people who are watching our faithful Syriacs, to pay attention more about what Johnny is going to say about those jobs needed for the SUA.
Well, Daniel has already explained them, so I don't need to get into details, but I will just mention them. So the first is the General Secretary. We have Arzu Alan, as mentioned before, but she needs assistant. So if we can find people who are willing to assist her as assistants, we would very much appreciate that.
So assistant to the General Secretary?
Exactly.
That's number one.
So the second one is the Chief Financial Officer, which we have. Albert Yildiz from our board is responsible for this. We also need here actually people who are willing to support and assist them. People with a financial background in finance.
Okay, economics.
Exactly. Then the third one is Chief Government Liaison Officer. Again, it's the same thing here, but the thing is this function is not filled yet, so it's vacant. So people can approach us and see if they like to fulfill this function and obligation. And the fourth one is Director of Public Relations, Marketing and Media. I can mention, for instance, two friends of mine from Germany. They own a website, syriac.org. It's the biggest Syriac Aramaic community.
What is it? It's www.syriac,
which means we are Syriacs,
yeah,
.org.
.org.
And they are Christopher Benjamin and David Aksoy. They're from Germany, and they help us a lot with regard to public relations, especially. And the fifth point is Director of Research and Education. So these are the 5 points: General Secretary, Financial Officer, Chief Government Liaison Officer, Director of Public Relations, Marketing and Media, and the last and final job title is Director of Research and Education. So they can contact us, they can see the email.
Absolutely, that anybody who even needs a direct contact or any question to Johnny and Daniel, you can give us a call so that they can answer you right away before the website is done. I think it will be ready at the end of this month, right?
Yeah, we will try our best to do that.
Yeah, so everybody can send emails with the CV, well, the papers, or all the questions and inquiries you have to the email mentioned before and get more information. Let's talk more about the achievements. We mentioned the more Gabriel issue. I know it's very important. Everybody knows it's very important. People, after seeing you the last time on the show, Daniel, got very eager to know how did you continue to bring this matter to be solved on the way for the solution.
Yeah, we have some great news as a result of the last trial, which was held on the 22nd of May. As a result of that trial, we won one of the cases, which was the boundary case, what we term the boundary case. That boundary case involved 3 villages, as if everyone remembers, where the villagers had claimed approximately 300 hectares of land, which would have basically touched the wall of the monastery. So we have now won that case. The court has thrown out the claims from the other villagers, and the monastery has won the case, which actually puts the land back to the original boundary lines, which we had been paying taxes for since 1937 and the rest of it. So that was a huge victory for us. We somewhat kind of were very hopeful that we were going to win that case, but of course the villagers were hopeful they were going to win. But it's a great thing, and again the lawyers need to be thanked for the work they've done. The monastery people, Malfono Kyriakos, Malfono Issa, done a lot of work as well, and so it's a very important victory for the monastery, for our people. That's the first thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now the thing is, we don't know whether the villagers will appeal the decision.
Can we just take a phone call, because I think it's from the United States, and then we can continue.
Of course.
Good evening.
Good evening, Maya.
Good evening. Shaino. I did not hear you.